welcome everybody to the taster for Beyond the Myth of Relationship. And this is our first bigger event with Zoom, the new technology. So to give you a quick instruction, you have two buttons right there if you're watching live. And one is for the camera and one is for video. If you're shy, you can turn off your camera. Or if you don't want to be seen, might not be shy, but you just don't want to be seen. And the other one is to mute yourself. If you can all mute yourself, and when you have a question, you just simply unmute yourself to ask your question. That's how easy it is, right?
I'm just glad you know what you're doing, and I'm showing up.
Relationship in action. So for today, we first of all, I'm Sabine.
I'm Juna.
And we're both certified access consciousness facilitators. And what we do here is based in the work of Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here from Access Consciousness, and lots and lots of life experience and many other trainings as well. So today we wanted to play with something that is not so often looked at when people look at relationships, and that is the energy flows.
But I just wanted to say something too.
Okay.
I didn't talk to you before, but relationship, right? So yeah, just saying that, we've been together for right. 10 years. And we both had been in other relationships before. And relationship is this huge, huge thing for so many people. And it's not that we're here saying, oh, you have to do relationship like we do, or there is one right way to do relationship or any kind of standard. And what we're here to do with this whole 3-part webinar and this taster today is to invite you into a greater possibility of what actually works for you in relationship or out of relationship. And one of the things that we're going to do in the first call that we're working with is talking about relationship and how that implies separation. And all of the lies and all of the myths and everything we've ever been taught about it is we are really we're infinite beings and we are in oneness, but there is no separation and there is no relationship. Relationship in this reality is it's such a limitation to who we be. So we're interested in a conversation with you today and throughout the next 3 times that we meet with this call on what else is possible, where I am fully me, she's fully her, you're fully you, and we just come to the table, we come to the playground and ask questions like, what can we create here? And for those of you who are in an existing relationship, or those of you who are desiring to have something that is greater, that you've always known was possible, but you haven't quite been able to grab it, this is what we're so excited about talking about and sharing with you. And we probably have more questions than we do answers. And I like that rather than telling you what to do. I mean, you guys wouldn't be here if we did. So,
and yet we have some inspiration, ideas, things that we are playing with,
and things that have worked for us, and questions and different ways of being. So our relationship, we haven't even, I've refused wanting to call what we have a relationship because I'm such a rebel, and it's like, it's this thing we have, this I don't know, whatever, it could be gone tomorrow, it could be gone, it's like, and then it's just in the moment, every 10 seconds, what works for me, what works for you, what are we creating together that is far greater than, if I was by myself or you were by yourself. So it's just playing with all these things. So that's what we were inviting to you too.
And the aspect that we were playing with the other day, or yesterday actually, and thought that that would be very yummy to play with today is the energy flows of, and how often we forget that energy always moves in one way or another, particularly when you are in a relationship. And really there are two ways of relating with each other that, or two ways, that doesn't work, but for the lack of better word, one is to function from lack. And when I function from lack, I always make her the source and, or my hero for everything that is in my life. When I function from knowing that I am an affluent being, an infinite being, where the abundance always flows, or whatever is available I can play with, not coming from that concept of lack, our relationship can actually unfold in a very different way. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I mean, I have long times where I ignore the awareness for energy flows, and then it's like, wow, okay, it hits me again. For example, what was it the other day? It's like I started to become have a flu or something and get sick, and then Juna started to be sick as well, and I just went into the poor me. It's like I want to be taken care of, and I don't want her to get sick as well. So I went into my story of, oh, nobody wants me, and I was like, nobody takes care of me, and blah, 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 I have to do it all myself, playing the fiddle really well. And then there was this moment when I realized, what am I doing here? And what difference can I be here that would create a different possibility? Because in that moment, I was totally functioning from lack, thinking she has to provide for me.
And going into a story, it's like an old story that nobody's there for me when I'm sick and when I need help.
Exactly. And in that moment, there was this choice that I made where I asked, okay, what can I do differently here? And I simply asked the question, who or what else can contribute to me here? And within an hour, I felt a lot better. I was happy, and I was not dependent on her, and I could actually be a contribution. So when you look at it, in that time, I functioned from the lack, the victim, the poor me, the sucker, right? It's never enough. And it's like, it's the glass that's always half empty. And am I adding?
No, yes.
And then there's also other situations that where we play those energy poles in a way from lack. For example, then there is the interrogator or the barriers up, like, show it to me, prove it to me. What did you think about, like, why did you wear this necklace? Right? Mm-hmm. It's like constantly nagging and having my barriers up and wanting you to prove something to me. I don't have a practical example.
No, but then I go into the victim or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's how in relationships, like, that's how all these energy flows work. Is mm-hmm. like someone has their barriers up, and then the other one, well, it's more the pusher, someone who's pushing energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
or the barriers.
Yeah.
And then it creates the victim and the other person, and how, just noticing how your story of, if you're a victim or sucker, and how that plays into the barrier or the oppressor.
Pusher. Yeah.
Right. So
just to give you an overview, we jumped in a bit on the deep end.
Sorry.
So you can flow energy by sucking, and it's like, or by being totally aloof. It's like, but I don't really care. You decide, and then you bitch afterwards. And then there are the energy flows of the barriers. Prove it to me. Like, show me, why did you do that? What did you think? Like, really interrogating. That's often what it is. And the know-it-all. And then there is the anger, the pusher, the aggressor, energy. The more like, hey, don't you dare ever doing this ever again energies. And all four of those function from lack, the belief that the other person is either the source for the problem or the source for the solution.
Yeah.
And what it always does, it places something else outside of you, and it looks for a solution where there usually is not really a problem.
So can we just clear this stuff? So everywhere that you're operating from lack and you're putting on the other person as the source for the solution or the source of the problem in your life, your relationship, your body, will you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion?
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, perpetuals, boys and beyonds. I'm assuming you said yes. For those of you who said yes.
Is everybody on mute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard a giggle.
Yes. Cool. Any questions so far to this? Cool.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Who is this?
Galina.
Okay. Hey.
This is me.
Yeah.
So the question is, from everything that you just brought up, thank you for this, but also from my side, the luck mode also represents feeling like I'm being a burden, literally. Wherever I'm living currently with my mother and my sister. So it's like a women kingdom, I would say, but it's not really a kingdom. I feel myself very much at a burden, and my sister is a savior. And whatever is going on, I'm actually the oldest child, but I'm like a little kid right now. And whatever is going on, it's like I'm the biggest problem because I'm sort of recreating my life or reliving or just start living. But it's very different from my family tradition, my sister point of view, my mother point of view, and etc. And whatever I'm trying, I literally feel alone, and very often I go into this poor me mode. But it's more like if I just could leave and yeah. And what are you? Sorry.
Yeah. No.
You said could leave.
Yeah, if I just could leave this, these people, this house, but at the same time, everything I'm creating or maybe decreating or destroying, it doesn't. It's like I don't have. I don't have where to go. I don't have any plans. I don't have any energy.
Okay, so can I just stop you for a sec?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so backing up to I'm the biggest problem.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you love about being the biggest problem and creating yourself as the biggest problem in your family? And everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, shorts, boys and beyonds. And, you know, is that true? That you are the biggest problem and that you are pathetic and helpless and needy and powerless?
Very often, I actually feel that I'm reliving all of this for my family.
Mm-hmm. And that was my question to you. How much do you keep your family intact by being the problem so that they can be the problem solver? Everything that is times a gazillion, where you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
All right, one good, bad, all nine, pot shots, boys and beyonds. So can you perceive that energy when you're tipping into being the problem?
Yes, there is another thing. It's like when I actually brought it up several times, I realized that they didn't want me. They don't want me to go. They don't want me to leave, to be on my own.
Of course. I mean, you're the best solution to their lack of really creating their own life.
Cool. Sort of.
Can you acknowledge for yourself for that, how powerful you are? Yeah, and the solution is all the time. So everything that is where you destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pop, pot, shots, boys, and beyonds. And you see how we just go into this dance of lack energy, yeah, trying to get it from each other. Because you know they will give you their energy if you are pathetic, right? Or if the other way around,
but at the same time, I don't feel, I mean, I don't want to be pathetic. And there is such a huge resistance from all of us because of that. Nobody can receive, actually.
And that resistance is that an awareness that there is a different possibility. Mixed in with a little bit of the unwillingness to ask for that different possibility.
Yeah.
So everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive a different possibility, no matter what kind of energy flow you're playing with, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes. Thank you.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pop, pot, shots, boys, and beyonds. And it doesn't matter whether you are the problem or the provider. We had another question written to us from somebody who always has to supply the money. It's like, that's just the other way around. How much do you like to be the provider? Be the solution?
At the same time, yes, because I used to be that. And then I distorted totally because I didn't want money to be taken from me and anybody loved me for that. So I just totally released that.
And then you went into the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
So can you see how all of this is a game and how many games we play with relationship? And then it's like you want to ask, is this game working for me? Is this power play working for me? What am I getting out of it? Is this what what else can I contribute? What contribution can I be and receive? And, how bored are you with having to create problems and games in your life? And
yes, and there is another thing is that it's not just bored. It's like whatever I'm going to create, there is like I have to go through a wall or some kind of ceiling. It just takes so much energy.
So I just at that point that I was making, and I invite you all, just perceive an area where you tip into the poor me, into the I don't really care, or into I don't really know why this is. I have to find a solution, and it's like I have to solve it from here, or is this fucking making me angry, right? All those kind of dynamics in all their different colors. Can you perceive that moment when you actually fall into it?
Sort of like after that, more often when I'm already there.
Yeah, in the beginning it is, but can you perceive how your body actually feels? Like, is it an expansive feeling, or
no, it's very tightened up?
The energy just goes out the window, even though you sometimes really have a lot of energy. It's really what I call fast food energy. It's not really nurturing. It's cold. No. It's not really, your body's not all that happy with it.
No, not at all.
And what I'm talking about is that moment when you tip, right? What if you didn't have to change anything in the situation, / not find a solution, whatever way or form that could look like, but ask, okay, what difference can I be here?
Or what else can I choose that I've never chosen before that would create something different?
Mm-hmm. And with that, you be the difference. You step out of believing in the lack, being the energy of lack, into the energy of affluence. Your head will not figure this out, but you be a different energy. And it doesn't matter whether you are in a relationship or you're looking for a relationship. Because how many people out there are looking for a relationship that are functioning from lack? I need someone by my side in order to. Yeah, can you see that? And that's like, doesn't create more. Okay.
So I just want to say something too. So like everywhere, everything that is where you're creating relationship out of a need, like I need to have a relationship or it needs to be this way, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, POD, POC, shorts, boys and beyonds. And the need for a relationship, or the need for the other person to be a certain way, who does that belong to?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that is, we destroy, don't create it all.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, POD, POC, shorts, boys and beyonds.
So what do you actually desire? If you were being you, what do you choose? If you were creating your life, if you were creating relationships, what would be fun for you? What would you like to create and contribute in the world and receive?
Mm-hmm. And in that moment when you tip into the lack, that's the question you can ask yourself. Is this really working for me? What would I like to create? What difference can I be? And start with, what difference can I be? And then what other possibilities can I choose that I haven't considered choosing? Okay.
And I mean, for a lot of people don't even know that tipping point. So I'm going to invite all of you to ask your body to show you when you start to contract and when you start to feel heavy. That's like a sign to go, oh, that's not really nurturing for me in my body, and it's not really what I'm creating. And then in that moment, that's when you can change it. What can I choose here to change this? What else is possible beyond this? How does it get any better than this? You've got all those questions and tools, and then choose something greater. Even if your mind doesn't understand how it's going to look, it's like, okay, I'm not going down that path again. Right? I am choosing affluence, and I'm going to be my infinite being. Mm-hmm. With total ease, and everything that doesn't allow it, destroy and uncreate it. Chop, chop.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, POD, POC, shorts, boys and beyonds. And what I notice in our relationship, as soon as I go into lack, or Juna goes into lack, what happens is that we stop creating with magic. We start creating from force and effort and hard work. It's like we just stepped with our business up to a totally new level, and we went into phases where we worked like really hard and it wasn't working. And we realized, wow, both of us were coming from lack instead of, okay, asking questions and knowing. That maybe had just... I think I just did.
Okay. If we muted you and you want to talk, you can just
use that button there. Okay. So, and when what we do in our relationship, we have our morning cups of tea by the fireplace, sipping tea and having deep conversations and great ideas. And it just hit us like, wow, we came from lack, and then we changed that by just simply choosing, hey, what difference can we be, and what other possibilities do we have available? And there wasn't anything cognitive, but we changed the energy. We were a different energy. And suddenly the magic just started unfolding. Just today, we needed bigger internet speed for this, and more capacity. I called our provider, and they said, oh, you already have the modem for it. I will give you unlimited internet for $20 less a month
than what we were paying.
So. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that unfolds when you actually function from that affluence energy, that knowing, that infinite being, really. So,
and you had said something earlier about the difference that you be. Mm-hmm. So, and I put a question in one of the emails that we sent out is, what difference that you already are you giving up in order to be in a relationship or to have a relationship? And can you all relate to that? Like how you give up parts and pieces of yourself in order to please the other person, in order to appease the other person, in order to try to fit in somehow. So everywhere that you're giving up the difference that you are in order to be in a relationship, in order to have a relationship, will you destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, POD, POC, shorts, boys and beyonds.
And do you see, when you give up the difference that you be, there's no way that you can access the abundance that you truly be, because you're trying to be something that you're not. And then automatically you have to work with this kind of frame, like really small, and then cannot access that abundance of energy. And then you're trying to get it from the other person one way or another, instead of.
But how do you know what are you, the difference? I mean, how do you recognize yourself? Have you ever seen yourself?
Ask questions. So what do I know? Who do I be that's what do I know that's different than anybody else? And what are the capacities that I have that are different than anyone else? And it can be the things that come easy to you, that you think, well, doesn't everybody do this? And you want to really ask, does everybody do this, or is this one of my capacities? Mm-hmm. So it's challenging at the beginning when, how do you know you're water if you're a drop in the ocean?
And it's nothing cognitive.
Exactly. So you have somehow to be in a situation, or to perceive situation, or to look at yourself like from the outside, sort of like.
It's not even
when you live your life. I mean, do you normally stop and look at what you do and how you do it? You just do it, right?
Exactly.
And it's not stopping and looking. It is asking a question. What are my capacities? And what are my capacities that I haven't ever acknowledged before? Universe, bring it on, show me. Mm-hmm. And it's continually being in the question.
And do you ever have that, or do you remember maybe a long time ago, for some of you, where you were just overflowing? You were just like in the groove, and it was just flowing through and out of you. That's the being that you truly be. And somehow everything comes together and works.
And it's an energy that you are. It's nothing that you can necessarily even label. Like I used to think that it was, I'm good at art, or I can draw, or I can, that was my talent. Like I can sing, I can dance. That's not what we're talking about. It's an energy that you be, that can be an invitation, or it's an energy of the power that you are in your family while trying not to acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. Like, how powerful are you with your family to create yourself in all these different ways in order to fit what their picture is of you? That's powerful. That's a creative act. And if it's not working for you anymore, ask, how can I change this? Who can I be? What else can I do to change this?
Mm-hmm. So maybe we can address, because currently I'm dealing with the following thing. I'm looking for a job, and I'm going through interviews and etc. And every single time, somewhere at the end, I realize that whatever I'm presenting, they actually don't want me. They actually will not call me, and it's happened. And now I have
So how much of that "they don't want me" is your prevalent point of view?
Yeah.
And everything that is, and is that even yours? Does that even belong to you? That they don't even want me?
But it's like, well, no, but it's like through my life.
No, but okay. So you said no, everything but. So will you destroy and uncreate all of that and return it all to sender with consciousness attached? Mm-hmm. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. Why would you even hold on to it?
So when you go to the interview, how would it be if you didn't come from, they're probably not going to want me, but come from, just act out the abundance, the affluence that you are?
But this is interesting. This is where I start normally. Uh-huh. And then there is something at the end. I'm perceiving that, oh my God, did I just ask too much questions? There is something always occurring by the end that I realize, well, they even will not call me afterwards.
So by the end, when that happens, right? Yeah. Notice that moment when the energy shifts. That's your tipping point. And then ask yourself, okay, what difference can I be in this moment? to not allow that same story to unfold the same way. And it doesn't matter whether that's a job interview or you have a relationship dynamic or a not yet relationship dynamic, you're going out to flirt. We often have those tipping points where we go into the lack. And in that moment, ask yourself, okay, what difference can I be that would create something different here?
Or simply, how does it get better than this? Or what is this energy?
Mm-hmm.
And don't think about it. Just by being that question, the demand of the question, what's it going to take to change this? It will change.
Mm-hmm. And no matter what relationship you have, with whom you have a relationship, when you come from that affluence, which doesn't always mean that you're the one that has to always contribute. No, you're in that flow of energy, in the awareness of there is infinite energy available for all of us. So you don't have to fight for it. You can truly choose out of infinite possibilities because you're not coming from lack, and you don't have to fill or stuff a hole that's there. No, you can just, oh, I'll have that and I'll have that. Just because you can, for no reason and justification.
So, will it be related? Will it relate to this? Ask that there is one. Just one moment. That when this tipping point occur, I actually know when it's like right before something happened. I know that it happened, and then I know that I will go into that mode, and it will never change. And it's like there's like the whole thing in my head. Like, oh my gosh, I just go because
that's exactly the point where you have a different choice. Instead of falling into the pool of turds, you can choose to keep on walking and look what else is possible.
And all of the beliefs that this will never change. You said, I know that this will never change. All the lies that you bought as true and real, that this will never change, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyond. So how much do you have to make yourself finite to believe that nothing will ever change? Our potency is the ability to change anything. So and for those of you, we've spent a lot of energy with your questions. So I just want to broaden it out to everyone. So everywhere that you all have determined that nothing can change with me and relationships, like I suck at relationships, or the relationship I'm in sucks, it will never change.
I'll never have one. There's nobody out there.
All of those things that you tell yourself that will never change, will you destroy and uncreate that point of view? All of those judgments and decisions, conclusions, projections, expectations, separations that you have about that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And it's only you can catch yourself on your crappy beliefs.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, there I go again. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore. Unless it's creating something great for you. What is this point of view creating in my life?
And I really invite you to become aware of those different energy flows, from either the passive side of poor me and I don't care, or more the dynamic side of like tell me more, or like explain it to me,
pushing energy or sucking energy,
or the other one is like getting angry. Just notice when that happens, and notice how you interact with people. And as soon as you interact with them, you kind of have a relationship, right? You're connecting. And you're connecting when you're in that lack. And when you have a communion, you're coming from that affluence, that fullness of energy, the infinite energy. Does that make sense?
Yes, it just brought up a question for me. Why is it that it's always, I'm like on this side of negativity all the time?
It's a good choice. Works for you. That's why.
Oh.
Cool.
Until you choose something different, it will never change.
Try. See what other choices you have available.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any other?
Hey, Sabine, Tanya here.
Hey.
Hey, Tanya.
Hi. So I would like to know a little bit more about what's going on in your 3-part teleseries. So what do I get out of this?
Well, so we have a target, okay? So, targets can change, but there's so much. And we have three calls, or three, what do you call it, sessions, calls. The first one is we are so aware there's so much crap about relationships, and we will be going into where we exclude ourselves by being in relationships. So just looking at where we're excluding ourselves in order to be in relationship, the different myths that we talked about earlier in our little video about, waiting for a prince or princess to come. What if there is none? What if it's about you and creating your life? So we'll talk about that all in that first call, going instead of really looking at what is greater than relating and all of those connection points. Okay, so we connect with people and it looks a certain way, and how to just clearing all those things. And then the second call is
just for what we're basically doing is with all those lies and those myths that we have built around us, we put up the barrier so that it makes it impossible to actually see a different possibility, which is what we want to flow into in the second call, to really look at intimacy and what else is possible, what else is out there, moving from this is the lie to, hey, this is a different possibility in relating. And not necessarily how, but how could it look like? We're
okay, and
together, yeah.
And you guys know me, I often ask questions of other people, and the big question is, do I get any tools out of this 3-part class to create a different relationship?
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, today the taster is really the tool for today is, what difference can you be that you haven't been acknowledging and that you've been willingly giving up in order to be in relationship? That if you would be that difference, you would, create the life, the relationships that you enjoy.
And in the 3-part call, we have a secret Facebook group where you can ask for 3 weeks questions, and we are there daily to respond and to also give you tools. Hey, see if this works, and just play. So, and yeah, totally will you get tools.
Yeah, and today the tools too were in the form of questions like the what difference can you be, noticing when you go into that tipping point, demand choice, and we have different questions and other tools that you can use about what we were talking about. In call number 1 is about the exclusion and all of the myths. Call number 2 is intimacy, and there was something else that I can't get on my computer. There was something more about with intimacy. And the third call is really going into living an orgasmic life. So playing with sensuality, sensualness, and all of that. So,
but we don't have any tools for that. I'm sorry, Tanya.
And it's all based on also your questions and your energies that you bring in. It's what do you want to know? What do you want to create? And yeah, we're totally about going way beyond this reality, because this reality's definitions of relationship is crap.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
So, and that's a point of view. It's a conclusion. Whatever.
And if by the call number 3 we really go beyond this reality, because we're going to change the tools to toys.
Oi.
An orgasmic life.
That sounds good. Are there sex toys involved?
Hey, it's up to you. You can choose that.
Just kidding. And some other stuff, because you might know the Germans want to know it all and they want to know it exactly. So this webinar is 90 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Correct. Cool. And it starts tomorrow?
Correct. Tomorrow. And Yeah,
Same.
you will get an email after this with again the link for the registration. And if you would like to, for the Europeans, we do have a European bank account. So if you would like to do a transfer or the Überweisung, I'm happy to send you that information.
And then it would be
or we can even put it in the email. Is that safe?
The thing is, if people do a bank transfer, you need to have the confirmation that they transferred it to the bank. Otherwise, they do the transfer tomorrow and it will be on the bank account on Wednesday. So maybe they send you a confirmation of the bank transfer or something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
And then it's €150.
150?
Yeah, 150 euro
or 200 Canadian.
Or 200 Canadian.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But we put all that information in our email. And I'm very sorry to say we probably won't have any fun.
You never have.
That's why our relationship really doesn't last for 10 years. We're just pretending.
It's 10 years. And really, we started this.
I thought it was supposed to be a fling.
I thought it was a fling. And I'm like, I was taking it one day at a time. And I still do. And I learned the 10 seconds and it's 10 seconds at a time. So how does it get better?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyone else? Any comments? Anything that's burning? We had a couple more questions. We will address them in the call. Sorry, we didn't get to those today.
Hi, I just wanted to, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, very good.
Okay, cool. I thoroughly enjoyed everything you said because it best described me in relationship, from I totally suck in relationship to totally creating that effect in my relationships, and so therefore avoiding doing relationship as best as possible.
Right.
And just getting on with, like my own life, and discovering how I'm not able to even create a great relationship with myself because of it. So what I wanted to just ask is, what would it be like and look like to be with someone and still be able to choose for you? Because I am currently with someone, and I get that I can give him a really hard time. And I give myself a really hard time too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very aware of that. I love the tipping point, because there's been a few times where I spotted that tipping point and I kind of pull back to go more into the contractedness, which created something really amazing. But it would take for more of that to show up. But what really has come up for me quite strongly is this thing about choosing for me whilst being in a relationship. I can get quite confused with that, because
what if you didn't have to choose for you? What if you chose for more possibilities? What if you saw yourself as part of the whole?
Can you say a little bit more about that?
So when I go, I choose for me, or when you go, I have to choose for me. How much do you do exclusion?
Well, this is the thing, you see, I'm trying not to do exclusion, and this is where I get confused. What is really choosing for me, which I know includes everyone as well? This is what I'm asking for.
And it's when you're being you, like fully you are inviting the kingdom of we, and you are actually including you.
So what I do when I go into that tipping point and fall beyond, I ask myself, okay, what would make me really happy? What would make my heart laugh right now?
Right.
And really expanding to all possibilities. Sometimes that is bringing Juna a cup of tea, as simple as that, and being the contribution that I can be. Sometimes it is making myself the cup of tea, but it includes everything. It's like I don't go, I have to choose for me because I always choose for her, because that's equally as much exclusion as, like, it's just the other side of the coin.
Sure.
Like, instead I look, okay, what actually would create more in this situation for the whole planet? And that busts me right out of my, I have to choose for me.
Right. Wow, thank you for that. That's really cleared a lot for me, because I was really stuck in that for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I've got to choose for me. And it felt so hard.
So,
who is me? That changes every 10 seconds.
Exactly. And the thing is that, the guy I'm with, bless him, I've been doing Access for many years, and he doesn't always get what's going on with me. And something else I just wanted to quickly bring up is that I am very aware of how I can pick up everyone else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions who live with me very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And how can I, what can I be or do different to not take that on board, thinking I have to deal with it? Because it's almost like in my work universe, it becomes like a static thing, like,
You're starting the first session. That's tomorrow.
oh.
Are you
getting better than that? Is there a question I could just ask in the meantime that would allow me to have more of me?
Who does it belong to?
The thing is, I know it's not mine.
How could I use this talent and ability to my advantage?
Okay.
There's a whole lot more on that. That's one of the areas where we really cleared a lot of shit out, and actually are using it now to our advantage.
Sure.
To be more of ourselves, and to be more aware, and to also be more dynamically facilitating.
Sure. So even if if your partner or your joyful other doesn't wish to participate in what you're choosing, that shouldn't make a difference, right?
Does it make a difference for you?
Does it?
Well, the thing is, I can be such a control freak. And it's like, well, if I have to do it, so do you.
Well, that's working really well.
Maybe you play with those energy flows a little bit.
So I just want to say I'm so grateful to you both. It's just
thank you.
so much clarity by just what you said on this webinar, whatever it is today. And I'm going to take that away with me and see what else is possible. So thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to dive more into those goodies, because
Sure.
it's actually fairly simple to totally tap into a new reality with relationship by just simply being aware. It's like, instead of having all those goobers sit on your eyes and you can't see anything.
And that whole thing, I have to choose for me. I'm grateful for you for bringing that up, because that's such a thing. It's like, oh, well, I have to choose for me. And have we even examined that, looked at that, asked questions? And what have we misidentified and misapplied that as?
Right.
I have to choose for me. No, that's a question. I'm going to throw a wedgie in your world. What have we misidentified and misapplied as I have to choose for me? And everything that is. Will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine podcasts.
Cool. Yay! We went over time a little.
And so what do
Anything else we need to say, Tanya?
No, except for don't choose this. It could change your life, and it could change your relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's really for those of you who say, okay, whatever I've been doing is it's not working, or hey, it's working and I want so much more. Like there's you get that sense there's more for more joy, more expansion, more contribution.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't come.
Cool.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Did the format work for you?
Thank you. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Do you like seeing us?
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. It's way more fun.
You can scroll through these people.
And you guys can actually talk different from a Google Hangout where you can't really say anything.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Some people are running their bars. That's cool.
I know, right? Nice. Cool. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, folks. And you will get
Thank you.
of this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Cool.
Bye.
Wonderful.
Bye.